I'm Chris, that's Sam. This is Fireside Baseball, and Boston has a bunch of job openings, so get your resumes ready because they fired fucking everybody, bro, off the rip. Off to a horrible start this year. They got swept by the Yankees. They should have fired him after the Cam Schlittler deal. They didn't do it. Fired him after a win against Baltimore, but they canned him and all of Cora's boys. Immediate reaction, because you pay attention to Baltimore. That's kind of out your way. And the firing this early, to me, is so bizarre.
You know what, Chris? I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I was actually okay with it. I thought that it made sense.
Really?
The timing of it, I thought, was weird. So what that says to me is that they made their I think they made their decision after the Yankee series.
I would agree.
I think they made their decision after the Yankee series. Schlittler retired the literal Red Sox organization on, what was that, Wednesday or Thursday, or like whenever that started?
Wednesday, Thursday, or dating back to last season. The last thing they saw before disaster was Cam Schlittler.
Yeah. So then they go on Friday and they get stomped. Okay. I thought that, all right, if you're going to do it now, let's do it now. They go on a Saturday, they blow the brakes off the Orioles, 17-1. And then the immediate decision is, we're going to let these guys go now. That's weird to me. It's really weird.
It was bizarre, 17-1. And I wonder if the players got told before the game and they all like went out with a lot of fires.
Probably. And it was like one last like hoorah
one last
for them.
For our guy. Because he was amongst the players, right?
Yeah, well, because I mean, Connolly Early came out yesterday after their win and was like, "Yeah, like we played the way AC would want us to play," which is absurd for a manager that just got fired. They cleared out literally everybody in that organization that had anything to do with hitting, and it was like, "Yeah, like we just won 17-1, like whatever." I think that when you dig into the situation specifically, Chris, I think that it's the one thing that I want to highlight here. Is I don't think Alex Cora is a very good manager. I don't think that he should have been in the position for as long as he has been. I thought that he has mismanaged them this year as well. But I will tell you right now that he's not the only person that's at fault here. While I don't think that Alex Cora is particularly a good manager, I don't think Craig Breslow is any better at building a roster and building an offense. Because
he's the real supervillain. We can talk about it. Craig Breslow is 100% the real supervillain. You and I in our preseason breakdown talked about they were the only team that none of the major projections had them having a single hitter over 20 home runs. Like this team is built poorly, and like the Breslow return for Devers ends up just being Caleb Durbin. Now, look, I like Caleb Durbin, but for Devers, not a good return at all. Obviously, Kyle Harrison had 13 strikeouts 2 days ago too. Yeah. And you know the Tibbs kid is raking for the Dodgers, so
right
in the Dodgers org. So like you look, Breslow's the bigger issue for me, but Cora did a bad job this year so far.
No, I mean I think he was horrible, but like you have to look at the organization as a whole and the roster that was built here. Now, I'll tell you, I don't think that this roster is bottom of the barrel worst team in baseball bad. That's not what I'm going to sit here and say to you. But I think that this is not a roster that coming off of last year was going to be able to compete with the top dogs in the American League like they wanted to this season. Losing out on Alex Bregman is horrible. The Devers return just looks worse and worse by the day. While I don't think the Devers is particularly like awesome out there in San Francisco, and I think it might have been a good decision.
But they should have got a return, like
right. And the pieces now look super bad because it's essentially literally just Caleb Durbin. So like for that to be a return on the trade is terrible. I think that there's going to be a lot of questions in the offseason about Breslow and where this team goes this season. Because I'll be frank with you, Chris, can they salvage this season? I don't necessarily think they can. I don't think this team is good enough to compete for a playoff position right now. I don't think firing your manager is going to then launch them to this point where they're going to win they're going to win 90 games this season. They essentially, I think, have to win. They have to play 100-win baseball over the next 140 games or whatever it is to make the postseason. That's not going to happen. I don't see it with this team this season.
This Boston team is better if they have Bregman and Kyle Harrison on it today.
Correct.
And they could, and they should. Yeah. I mean, right now we're looking at Kyle Harrison. I think it's been fantastic. Him having the 12 or 13 strikeouts right after Cora gets fired is more of a PR disaster that should have got blown up a little bit. But 5 starts this year, Kyle Harrison, lefty, is sitting at 23 innings pitched to a 2.28 ERA. We're talking about a really good young pitcher at 24 years old that has all the right stuff. So I'm looking at it. It's okay, Cora's gone, but Breslow You botched this whole thing too. Like, you also are to blame.
But I think that what we should be looking at right here with this Red Sox team, Chris, is they should have a rotation with Crochet, and I think that they should have started the year with Peyton Tolley. I think that Early's there. I think that you have Kyle Harrison. I don't think you're then spending $130 million on Ranger Suarez, and I also don't think that you're taking on the contract of Sonny Gray, who's going to make $40 million this year. You're not making those two acquisitions. That has not happened. You then are set. Go ahead.
No, with that money, who can you pay? Bregman.
You're paying Alex Bregman. So, like, you're making far better roster decisions, and what he did this winter was horrible. So I think that if you end up with that, you bring back your superstar caliber player in Alex Bregman, who was great for them last season, and you walk in with a 4-man rotation flourished with young talent, and then your horse at the top with Garrett Crochet. That's how they should have entered 26, but they decided to use the money in such a poor fashion to the point where this is the reality now. They are going to finish 4th or 5th in this division this season, and it has been ugly, and it's not going to get any better for them.
No, I agree. And obviously, like, your 5th would probably be Brian Bayo. Now, he hasn't been very good this year, but he's a serviceable 5 history.
But your 5 guy. It's your 5 guy we're talking about here. You know, it's like you'll be okay.
Mm-hmm. No, dude, I'm interested to see if they go full fire sale at the trade deadline.
Who's the name that I was looking at? Like, do they trade Wilson? I think Wilson's probably a guy that you key in on that I'll probably go because, like, I think he's
Contreras and honestly, Contreras and Roman Anthony are probably who you look to move.
Roman Anthony?
Not Roman Anthony, excuse me, Jaron Duran.
I was about to say, slow down. Pump the brakes for a second.
Yeah.
It's been bad.
Whoops.
No, I think it's yeah, for sure. It's Contreras, Duran, and then like people in I saw a thing on Twitter this morning that people in Boston like don't want Story there anymore. That like people were confused as to why they picked up his option. So like I don't even know how much longer he's going to last on this team because he's a shell of the player that he once was. Now he was good last year, but I did not think that it was sustainable on a year-to-year basis. So
right now his OPS is 533 and he's hitting 198. I mean, their offense has been bad all the way around though. But obviously, like you want to clear the way for the young trio is what you want.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Cora being available, people suspected would put pressure on the Mets, who looked like a legit minor league team as they continue to struggle. They just got swept by the Rockies, who are cheating, as we all know.
Right.
And it just keeps getting worse. I'm running out of things to say about the Mets, but it's been bad. Their best offensive player has been Francisco Alvarez, in large part because Soto and Lindor have also been dinged up. But dude, it's been horrendous. Is Mendoza the next manager to go?
I was surprised that he wasn't the first one.
Me too.
I was really surprised that he wasn't the first one because, just with how long Cora's been there, I think was kind of the factor for me as far as like why I think the Cora was going to go at some point, but I thought it was going to be Mendoza
Cora because won a World Series. Like Cora won a World Series, so you would think that he wouldn't be the first one to go this year.
Like the pedigree is there for Cora. The pedigree is not there for Mendoza. It's all been relatively negative with Mendoza in this managerial tender outside of the NLCS in 24, right? This team's done. They're done, right? Like the 2026 New York Mets they're done. And you know what? It's funny to me, Chris. I actually was thinking about this the other day. I was thinking about the Bo Bichette money, right? What is the Bo Bichette contract structure?
It's disgusting, bro. I don't know if you saw it.
They're player options.
Yeah, they are.
Bo Bichette has been horrible this year.
He's picking those up.
He will pick up those player options, and the Mets will be stuck with a $42 million player who cannot play his new position at third base and is a horrible defensive shortstop when they already have a shortstop on their major league roster who's one of their better players.
Well, you know what it goes up to next year, what his contract is?
Isn't it? It's hiked up even more.
It's 55.
Right? Yeah, dude. We're gonna have conversations next year about that being the worst contract in baseball.
Yeah, dude. You're talking about 55 for the next 2 years. So age 29, Bo Bichette, age 30, Bo Bichette, opt out and a player option. He will be making $55 million a year, and it'll count towards $42 million against the Mets luxury tax. Like this is a horrid contract for someone who was absolutely not playing well. And I don't know if it's gonna change.
No, because I think we've talked about this before, man. Like with
The Mets are lifeless.
You get buried in New York.
Yeah.
You get buried in New York. And Jorge Blanco at first base has been horrible for them as well. So like their offseason acquisitions also stink. It's kind of the exact same parallel with the Red Sox as far as like, hey, like, all right, preseason we liked what the Mets did. I don't think we liked what the Red Sox did. We did not like what the Red Sox did in the offseason. We thought it was great.
They didn't do enough. They cheaped out.
But we're at the point now with both of these teams, and for the Mets specifically, I think they're just going to get buried. Like, they're done. I think that the 2026 Mets, you can wrap it up. Let's move on to 27. Let's see what we can do, I guess. But this Bo Bichette money just kind of buries them even further. And I would ask the same question about the Mets that you do with the Red Sox, Chris. Like, what do they do at the deadline? Do they fire sale? Do they try to get some of these guys off of their books? Do they try to trade a Bichette to try to get some of the money off? Because I think that might be an untradeable contract.
I mean, I think that they have to trade Freddie Peralta.
For sure.
At the deadline. I think they have to, dude. Like, this team is done. They're lifeless. He's a one-year guy. And guess what? After this 1 year, he's not going to return to the Mets.
No.
There's no way he returns to the Mets.
But you know what the larger question is about the Mets that I have is I think that we've seen this string from the Mets that they'll be able to, splash out money and give it to whoever they want to. What is the attract for free agents in the future for the Mets outside of you're going to get a really big paycheck? I don't think you're going to win baseball games.
They pay the we're bad tax and they pay the big city tax. Yep. And like people like Ben Verlander think it's a good idea to get on the internet after Soto goes there. It says they're better set up for the next 5 years to win than the Yankees. And it's like, no, we're watching like a hoarder collect things rather than like an art gallery. And I'll keep saying it. Like this Mets thing is like just proving why Derek Jeter said they're just the Mets. Like they're just proving it like day in and day out. So no, there's no real attraction. The attraction is, they'll sign me to a horrible contract because they throw our money without any fear of consequence.
Right. Like
that's the appeal.
It's literally what it is. I don't think it's winning. I don't think it's culture. I don't think it's vibes in the clubhouse because obviously those are on the ground as well. It is literally, hey, come to the Mets. We're going to give you $500 million just for fun. And we're just going to continue to lose every single year because the foundation of this team is also really bad, Chris. Like they are not set up great for the next 5 years. It is not there for this organization right now. So
you know what? I'll say it. The Dodgers run recently and the Yankees run in the 90s made people believe that you can cut corners in this sport.
Correct.
You cannot cut corners in this sport. Is the money helpful? Yes. But at the end of the day, Dodgers have a great minor league program, a great baseball development program, a great scouting department, a great analytic department paired with the money. The Yankees, you cannot cut corners in this sport. The Mets tried to cut corners not once, not twice, but 3 straight times. And this is the culmination of that. In the MLB, the money's great. It's great to have money. You cannot cut corners, and that's exactly what they try to do. And it's a disaster. I mean, they are sitting at 9-19, dog. In the year of our Lord, April 27th, they have not hit 10 wins.
That's over. Like we are done.
Yeah.
We are done with the Mets. And like, I'm gonna be so honest with you, dude. It's to the point where you and I hop on mic and we're saying the same shit every week. We're saying the same shit about this team and like how bad they are. How do people on WFAN do it?
I don't know.
Like,
because
how do they do
jarring. It's jarring how bad they are.
Yeah, like there isn't a world where they should be this bad. And I honestly think, Chris, there is the big headlines, like the big headline story this weekend was about the Cora thing and him getting canned and like the clear out of their organization or whatever. You didn't see a ton about the Mets this weekend. And they got swept by the Rockies. They got swept by the Rockies, dude. That should be on the front page of every single newspaper outlet right now. What are we talking about? This is like, you didn't get swept by the Yankees. You didn't get swept by the Dodgers. You're going to get swept by one of these great baseball teams. This is the Colorado Rockies we're talking about here, man. Yeah. With the $765 million man. And all of these assets and your big offseason signing with Bo Bichette and this $350 million payroll that the New York Mets and Steve Cohen have, and you cannot win 10 baseball games, and we're about to be at the end of this month. We're about to enter May, and you have not won 10 baseball games. What are we doing? There's like, They, like you said at the top, dude, they're playing like a minor league baseball team, and we are going to treat them as such. We're going to treat them as such, dude. This is what is it like? AAA Syracuse is whatever their like affiliate is, right?
They thought
That's what they are.
They thought bringing back Hawk Tua in the year of our Lord 2026 would do numbers, dude.
My
Get out of here.
my last nugget on the Mets is cut the gimmick shit.
Yep.
Like cut the gimmick shit. The Grimace thing, the Hawk Tua thing. It is about the gimmicks, and it is about let's throw the money at some bullshit. Like whatever. We're not going to win baseball games. We're just going to like do some corny gimmick BS that literally does not matter at the end of the day. It's stupid. I'm done. I'm done with the Mets, bro. I'm literally I'm actually so done with them.
Dude, I just want to honestly, I had a segment written, but I'm going to go through division leaders and losers at this week. Okay. So the leader in the AL East is the Yankees. They are 1.5 games up with Tampa Bay. The loser, the last place is the Red Sox. No shocker there at this point. The Central, we got the Tigers and the Guardians tied for first, and then Kansas City tied for last. I'm surprised how bad KC has been, and I'm waiting for them to heat up. They have not heated up. They're 4-6 in their last 10. In the AL West, we've got the Athletics, who again are holding at the very top at 15-13, 1 game ahead of the Rangers. Mariners moved up, overtook the Angels last week, and the Angels are in 4th, and then the Astros are still in last at 5th place. They're a bad baseball team right now, even though they got over Luis Hill in them, but they're just not very good. In the NL East, the Braves 20 wins, first team to 20 wins. They are outrageous. They're 8-2 in their last 10, which is tied for the second best of the last 10 with the Yankees. They've been outstanding. They are 6.5 up on the Marlins, who are in second place, and they're 10.5 up on the Phillies and the Mets, who are at the bottom. And again, we talked about it last week. The Phillies are getting to get a pass because of how bad the Mets are.
No, I'm done giving them a pass too.
Yeah, no, they can get it. Hey, Sam is the can man. Anybody can get it.
I'm done giving them a pass too, because like, dude, it's these organizations with these super high payrolls, and they can't win baseball games. Dude, I saw a thing that Dave Dombrowski came out and publicly admitted, we don't have a cleanup hitter. No shit. You haven't had a cleanup hitter for 4 years.
Well, thank you for telling us that Alec Bohm is not a cleanup hitter. We wouldn't have figured that out.
They haven't had a cleanup hitter for 4 years. Like, dude, because you're hitting Alec Bohm 4th for your baseball team every day. You're not going to win baseball games that way. Like, it's just, it is. The Phillies, listen, so here's where I'm at, right? I'm declaring the Mets dead. The Mets are dead. Like, we are done with them for 26. Who knocks on the Grim Reaper's door next? That is the Phillies. The Phillies, you are next on that list. Mm-hmm. What is it? Are they a game up on the Mets, I think? No,
same record.
The Phillies tied, have the exact same record.
They're tied, but they have a worse run differential, and they're 1-9 in their last 10. The Mets are 2-8.
Okay. I said it last week, dude. I mean, the Phillies lineup stinks, right? Like, their lineup is fundamentally bad, and realistically, they've had these exact same holes for 4 straight years at this point, right? Ever since the NLCS loss in 23, they ran back the exact same lineup. And when did they add Turner? Was Turner 24? I
think 24, 23. I mean, they should have made a run at Brendan Donovan and played him somewhere. Like, they
should have made a run at Brendan Donovan. And you know who else they actually should have made a run at, Chris, to play third base? And it's actually the second time we brought him up during the show.
Oh.
They should have signed Alex Bregman.
Oh, yeah, they should have.
They should have signed Alex Bregman. But, like, my ideal offseason for them, to be completely honest with you, was either, so like, I think it was always bring back like a Schwarber. Like, I always penciled in Schwarber to go back there, right? And I don't hate that figure because of how good of a hitter he is. I don't hate
Schwarber's good at all. Rock with Schwarbs.
But I was so in on them acquiring an outfielder. I was so in on them being big in on a Kyle Tucker or being big in on a Cody Bellinger. And you did not see that from them this offseason.
No movement from them on that front.
You saw them get big with Adolis Garcia.
Yeah.
What are we talking about here, dude? Like, this team is bad. And the only direction for them is going to be up, but I'm not sure where that improvement comes from. They just got Zach Wheeler back this weekend, which is awesome for them. So I think that pitching staff should improve to get rid of Taijuan Walker, who was on literally one of the worst contracts in the entire sport. But this offense, I think, is putrid as well, and I'm not sure where that spark comes from. There's a ton of stars in that lineup, Chris. I think that there's with the Harper and the Trey Turner and the Kyle Schwarber.
They have 3 guys that could take over a game. The issue is the rest of the lineup is an auto out.
You go 1 to 3 and then you're done.
Yeah.
Like
And
they
so
are.
then it becomes easy to you just don't pitch to those guys. Like just don't pitch to Schwarber. Like don't pitch to Bryce Harper.
Right.
And then they start pressing and chasing bad pitches. Like that's how you beat the Phillies right now because it's an anemic offense.
Your 1 to 3 is the Monstars.
Yeah.
And your 4 to 9 is a AAA ball club. Bingo. Like that is the state of the Philadelphia Phillies lineup right now. That's how bad that offense is, dude. So I'm not necessarily sure. This is another team that I don't know if they're going to dig out of this hole.
I'm worried, and I don't think anybody's catching the Braves in that division. Obviously,
no,
I get into the wild card. The issue is there's a lot of like right now 13, 14 win teams that are in last place in their other division than the other two. In the Central,
right.
I think the Reds are close to real, man. I said last week I think the Cubs would pass them. The Cubs did not pass them. 7-3 and 8-2 in their last 10. Both those schools, both teams. I think the Reds are real deal, man.
South baseball,
real deal. Ellie, real deal.
Yeah,
like real deal. Like they are playing great baseball. And Terry has them moving the right way. Last place is still the Brewers. They're 14 and 13 though, so not all last places are the same with the run differential of +19. Shout out Michael K. And then you go to the NL West, and you got Dodgers 1, Padres 2, Diamondbacks 3, San Fran 4, and then the Rockies who just came off the sweep, sitting there at the bottom.
Cheating, brother. They're cheating.
It feels competitive between the Padres and the Dodgers. I do want to talk about Dalton Rushing, who is becoming quickly a villain in his early part of his career arc. I don't like him.
No. But like here's the thing is that take's not unpopular. I think that everybody
not unpopular take because he dropped the like what Jung Ho Lee got hurt. He said fuck that guy. He chirped the Colorado Rockies, which is insane.
Yeah, the fishy thing, and then
he called somebody a fat fuck over the weekend.
He called Miguel Amaya a fat fuck.
A fat fuck.
You know, it's the funniest part of that too. So Miguel Amaya swipes second base off of Dalton Rushing, and then he calls him a fat fuck. So you couldn't throw out the fat fuck at second base?
Couldn't throw him out.
Yo, how stupid is that?
Dude.
So, like you couldn't even throw him out, and you're like then like gonna insult him. I'll insult you by saying, dude, you should have thrown him out.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about?
You couldn't throw out the fat fuck. What a I don't know. Like, unless this is just who he is.
I guess, bro. But it's also like, I play for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
I play for the 120 win Dodgers. Like, we all know why we're here, guys.
But I guess like they've never had a villain though. Like I'll say it, the Dodgers are a dynasty that's villainless.
No, and you know what, Chris? It's for me specifically, and I've also heard this sentiment from a lot of different people. It was very hard to hate on them. Mm-hmm. Like I think it is very hard to hate on them because I don't think there's a lot of guys that are there that you don't like. Or they're like
Tani's likable, Freeman's likable, Hernandez likable, Paez likable. Kyle Tucker's not that likable, but like they're like why
do people hate Kyle Tucker?
Because he is because he went there after.
Because he went to the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Like that's the only reason why people hate certain players. Is like,
and his build is crazy, so it's easy to make fun of him.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like he's got to start mewing or something.
Yeah.
Like the chin thing is like ridiculous.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. But again, like Nico Horner couldn't believe he called his boy a fat fuck. He was like shocked almost. He was like
he looked at him crazy.
He was like, what is happening? This is a rookie we're talking about, dog.
Dude, he looked at him crazy.
Yeah.
Like, what do we... So, all right. And here's the thing about Dalton Rushing, too, which is kind of crazy. Dalton Rushing is really good. Like, Dalton Rushing is a very good baseball player. Here's my question about Dalton Rushing, though. Dalton Rushing is a catcher for the Dodgers. I think they have a top 3 catcher on their roster.
They do.
Are we sticking with Dalton Rushing for long term here on this Dodger roster?
I think Dalton Rushing is going to challenge them to be undeniable, bro.
You think so?
Like, I mean, at least right now you can't sit him. He's hitting 385 with 7 home runs and a 1400 OPS.
I'm not saying you sit him, but I think he might get dealt.
Oh, if they deal him, that feels great. I mean, he's 25.
Yeah, but you know what you're dealing him for.
Yeah.
You know what you're dealing him for. You're picking up the phone. You're calling about that big lefty at the deadline. You're like, yeah, let me bring him in. We'll give him an extension, I guess, for like 10 years, $500 million. And then you're fine with Dalton Rushing going because you still have Will Smith on your roster and you just picked up Tarek Skubal.
Yeah.
So I think that I wouldn't count it out for sure. But
I mean, that makes sense. You got to get him a lot of ABs until then, though. I mean, 25 years old. I mean, if you're Detroit, yeah, this looks like one of the bright young hitters.
For sure. Yeah, but here's the compliment that I will give them. I mean, this is the best catching tandem in the sport, right?
Oh, easily.
Like, hands down, it's got to be. Yeah, like, it's got to be. But he's a douchebag, for sure. He's a douchebag. And it's like, it's funny, but then it's like just stupid at the same time. So, like, yeah, nobody likes him.
Shout out Dalton Rushing, dude. And I'm interested. You know what I want to see? I'm locked in because I want to see Dalton Rushing in that Padres series.
That's going to be
May 18th, 19th, 20th, because the Padres, they hear everything and they don't give a fuck about anything.
You know who that's going to be, dude? That's going to be Manny.
Yeah, Manny.
It's going to be him and Manny are going to get after it at some point in time. They are going to get after it.
A Mason Miller 104 just over everybody's head if he's leading off. Just so y'all know, like, I'm really here. Dude, I wanted to do real or fake baseball with some of the fucking leaders so far in the year.
Love it.
Individual leaders. All right, real or fake? Yordan Alvarez, batting champion, 358.
The realist.
The realist.
The realist. He's him, bro. I mean, this is dude. This is MVP 3. He's the only good thing about that Astros team. It's Yordan Alvarez. Real baseball.
Real or fake? Munetaka Murakami, 50 home runs. He's at 11 right now.
I think it's fake baseball.
You think Murakami's fake? Okay, interesting.
No. So I think he's real, but 50 home runs is fake. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's good.
So, like, I think that he's real. I think the pop is legit. He is awesome. He's the one, like, lone star, bright spot out there in Chicago, kind of like Yordan is in Houston. But 50? Oh, dude.
All right. Does he finish the year top 5 in home runs?
In the sport or in the American League?
In the sport. Right now, he is tied for first with Yordan.
Yeah.
You think he finishes top 5?
Yeah.
It's like the rookie year of Pete Alonso. Big pop.
Right. Yeah. Let's go. Like, I think that you could toss him in that group of names. I think you'll look at like a Judge and Judge Schwarber. I don't know if Otani's going to get there because he's going to win a Cy Young.
Right. Do you want the top 5 right now in the sport?
I actually want to go off my head. It's Yordan, Murakami, Judge, Rice is up there.
Yeah. So Rice is tied at 5th.
Yeah. So who's the other guy?
It's a bunch of guys, but you missed.
Okay, so a bunch of guys have 9.
Yeah, you missed one of the third place guys.
I'm not sure that. I have no idea.
James Wood.
Oh, the greatest.
Yeah.
Shout out my Nats, dog. Shout out my Nats. That's my new team that I'm rooting for. We're still with the Pirates. Pirates FC. We're still alive, but I think that I'm totally rooting on the Nats right now.
So right now, gridlocked at 9, you have Trout, Muncy, Schwarber, Henderson, De La Cruz, Rice, Sal Stewart, and then Matt Olson, one behind them.
Both of them Reds up there too.
Yeah,
that rocks.
Reds, dude.
Both of them.
You know how I feel about Sal Stewart. So all right, RBI. We're gonna stay with the Reds.
Okay.
Sal Stewart at 29. That's the top of baseball. You think he's a guy that finishes top 5? Is that real or fake?
I think this is fake.
Oh, okay.
I think that this is fake.
I think he gets passed by Matt Olson, Yordan, and Andy Paez.
Yes. I think that and here's the thing with RBI as a statistic. I think like it's the flukiest statistic in the sport. Mm-hmm. So essentially, if we're going to project Sal Stewart to finish top 5 in the sport in RBI,
on base monsters ahead of him,
I think that we are projecting the Reds to be a top 5 base or offense in the sport by the end of the year. Do you think that they're going to be a top 5 offense in the sport by the end of the year? No.
I do not.
So that to me is where that stat comes from. So I think there's a chance he's top 10.
Yeah.
But top 5, I think, is a little too much. But shout out to them. They rock, dude. That offense has been electric so far.
Chase Dollander sitting at top 10 in ERA at 2.25. Is this real? Has he arrived?
This is real baseball. this is real baseball, okay? And you know why this is real baseball?
Why is this real?
This is real baseball because he pitches in course.
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time the Rockies have had a successful starting pitcher pitch in course?
It's impossible.
Never. So if you're going to sit here and tell me that you are top 5 in the sport in ERA and you are pitching in a climate that is statistically known for being the worst run environment in the sport, you're giving up home runs left and right, you haven't had a successful starting pitcher in this ballpark in 25 years, right? Like, who was the last great Rocky starting pitcher? Ubaldo Jimenez? Like, was that who it was?
I mean,
right?
the fact that Chase Dolander's top 10 to me is course adjusted. You're top 5.
Yeah, for sure. Dude, this is I mean, you said it. I mean, this is Baby Cole.
Yeah, dude, I love
this
him.
is Baby Cole. Yeah, I think Dollander is so legit. I think that this is for sure real baseball, and I'm excited to see how the rest of his year is going to play out, just because of literally because of the whole course thing. But he looks legitimate. I think this is real baseball.
Does he finish the year with a better ERA than Nolan McLean? Because right now he's got a better ERA. We're looking at 2.55 versus 2.25. So yeah. You're a Nolan guy? I'm kind of a Nolan guy too.
I'm kind of a Nolan guy, but I'm also like, I think that Schlittler's better than Nolan.
Mm-hmm. Dude, Schlittler for me, it's like he's gonna finish top 3 Cy Young.
Yeah, for sure. You know what, dude? I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
I'm gonna say no because I still think that Nolan is great, but it's also the same thing baked in with the run environment thing. Like, I don't think that the number is going to balloon. I think that it's totally realistic. He finishes under 3, but I think that Nolan is going to be the one bright spot in this Mets team because let's take everything out, right? We pronounce the Mets as dead. So here's what's going to happen with the Mets. If they deal at the deadline and you see like a Peralta go, and if they decide to trade any other starting pitching, like, we'll see what happens, right? I think that McLean can be their one bright spot to kind of hang on going into 27 as far as, hey, like, we have a young ace here, a guy that's like emerging. So I think that he's going to be awesome for the rest of the year and will be the lone bright spot in a really lowly season for the New York Mets. So I think he's going to be under that, but I still like what Dollander is as a pitcher, and I'm really excited to see how the rest of the season is going to pan out.
Yeah, that's real. And then when does Jose Soriano come back to earth? Sitting at 5-0 with a 0.24 ERA.
I should want to look at the Savant. Is the Savant real?
I think it looks real under the hood. I haven't looked at that in a couple
Let's
days.
see, dude. So, like, this is – I think that is –
I think it's got to be fake baseball. It has to be.
I would assume so.
Unless he's just –
Am I spelling his name wrong?
It's Sorino. No, under the hood it looks crimson.
Oh, I was spelling it wrong. I'm an idiot.
It looks crimson, good brother.
Yo, this is folks, if you're watching back at home, please go take a look at Jose Soriano's Baseball Savant page. This is incredibly real baseball. This is this
like
the best pitcher in the sport?
Jersey. Yeah,
this is an invincible scene. This is, I mean, like, this is Conquest versus Invincible, right? That I'm looking at right now. And honestly, dude, good for the Angels. Legitimately. This is real baseball. He's dominant. Thank God the Yankees didn't have to see him in that 4-game set because, oh my goodness, he would have made them look silly.
Yeah, no, he would have carved it up. It up.
For sure. I think this is real.
Hey, that's all I got today, big dog. Great show, great 30 minutes. Make sure you go like, sub, and go check us out on all socials. And we'll be back with you guys in a couple days. Peace.